They came from the stars, then disappeared. A long time ago, in a quiet village surrounded by thick forests and tall mountains, people lived simple lives. The nights were dark, filled only with the light of the moon and the stars. The villagers worked hard during the day and rested early, telling stories by the fire before sleep took them. But one night, everything changed. It began with a strange light in the sky. At first, the villagers thought it was a shooting star, something beautiful but ordinary. But then the light grew bigger, brighter, until it was as if a small sun had appeared just above the treetops. The people rushed outside, their faces glowing with fear and wonder. Children clung to their parents, and the elders whispered words of caution. The light moved slowly, silently, and it stopped just above the village square. Then, from the light, shapes emerged. They were tall, slender, with skin that shimmered like silver under the moonlight. Their eyes were large and dark, filled with a wisdom no human could understand. They did not speak, not with words, but the villagers felt a strange warmth in their minds, as if the beings were talking without sound. The village leader, an old man named Haran, stepped forward. He was afraid, but he knew he had to be brave for his people. "Who are you?" he asked, his voice shaking. One of the star beings turned its gaze toward him. Again, there were no words, but Haran understood. They were travelers, explorers from a world far beyond the stars. They had come in peace, to learn, to share, but not to stay. For 3 days, the star beings walked among the villagers. They touched the trees, the water, the stones, as if memorizing every detail. They watched the children play, and sometimes the children would laugh as if they heard a secret joke only they could understand. The villagers grew less afraid. Some even brought gifts, fresh bread, woven cloth, small carvings of wood. The star beings accepted them with silent gratitude. On the third night, the light returned. The star beings gathered in the square one last time. The villagers stood around them, sad, but knowing this was not their world to keep. The tallest of the beings placed a hand on Haran's shoulder. In that moment, Haran saw visions, great cities of light, ships that sailed between stars, worlds where no human had ever walked. Then, just as quickly as they had come, the beings stepped back into the light. The villagers waited, hoping for one last sign. But the light grew smaller, higher, until it was just a speck in the sky, then nothing at all. The next morning, the village was as it had always been. But things were different now. The children spoke of dreams filled with stars. The elder said the air tasted sweeter. And Haran, though he never spoke of what he had seen, would sometimes look up at the night sky and smile. Years passed. The story of the star beings became legend, then myth, then something parents told their children at bedtime. Some believed it had really happened. Others said it was just a fairy tale. But on quiet nights, when the stars were especially bright, the villagers would sometimes feel a warmth in their hearts, as if someone somewhere was still watching over them. And perhaps they were. Because the universe is vast, and who knows what other travelers may one day come from the stars, only to disappear again, leaving behind nothing but stories and wonder. The Ende.